Hello again. Like most people, I suspect, I have long ago given up expecting the BBC to be impartial in their coverage, especially when it touches upon Britain's colonial history. It wouldn't be quite so bad if they simply related one set of facts and left out the other side of the argument. One could tolerate this kind of biased coverage of the news. They certainly do this, of course, but when that won't serve, they simply resort to barefaced lies in the confident expectation that nobody will challenge them if they blackguard the British Empire and anything to do with the history of the colonies. The trial is currently taking place of a mad Sikh who in 2021 set out to assassinate the Queen with a crossbow at Windsor Castle. He may be seen in the thumbnail to this video. As is so often the case with this kind of thing, Jaswant Singh Chahal is both a religious fanatic and probably mentally ill as well. At any rate, he's currently in Broadmoor. It's a sad case. He's pleaded guilty to an offence under the Treason Act, which hasn't been seen in this country for something over 40 years. How does the BBC manage to both get in a dig about imperialism and also tell a direct lie about history? Well, it's easy. The prosecuting counsel mentioned that Chahal was concerned about the injustice of the Amritsar massacre in 1919. The BBC, scenting an opportunity to mention something discreditable to Britain and relating to the Empire, helpfully pointed out in their report that this took place when British troops opened fire on thousands of people who had gathered in the city of Amritsar in India. What do viewers interpret that to mean? What do they understand by British troops? Almost certainly they think of white soldiers from this country firing at a bunch of Indians. As it happened, of the 50 soldiers who opened fire that day, 25 were Nepalese Gurkhas, and the other 25 were a mixed bag of Pathans from Afghanistan, Baluchi from the same area, and Punjabi Muslims. Not a white British man among them. This makes the story of the Amritsar massacre a lot more complicated, though, and so the BBC thinks it's best to call them British troops. History is immensely complicated, and the Indian Raj is not a straightforward story of wicked British people and poor downtrodden Indians. The BBC, though, never misses a trick when it comes to this kind of thing, and is always ready to promote a simple and easily understood narrative in which Indians and Africans are always the victims and white British people invariably the villains. This is a neat example of that line in operation.